with Tomas Hutt, but Kyle Jansen has shown a lot in that game against UConn, and it'll be interesting to see how he does today.
We are off and underway. First kick here from Syracuse Soccer Stadium in the season 2026. The Orange get first licks, immediately give it off to Choi. And you hear the Syracuse faithful early on, showing up in full force. Of course, classes start just tomorrow. Good student section on hand. Choi clears early on. Tries to work it to Scott. It's picked up in the midfield. A shot on goal. Choi turns it away. And the first shot on goal for Syracuse. Aaron Choi up to the bidding.
And that's not what you want if you're New Hampshire early on in the game. This is a Syracuse team who's coming into this match with so much momentum, and the first 5 minutes of any game are so physical. And you can see right now Syracuse are showing that they're up to the challenge.
Ming lays it off. Some nice work in the midfield to get to the top of the box. New Hampshire, first time in the attacking half. Give it away down the far sideline. Lukasz Kuchal loses it. And Syracuse is going to take over. The rain starts to settle down here from Syracuse Soccer Stadium. It was looking gorgeous pregame. And then all of a sudden, it starts to come down. But you know what happens when there's a rainstorm and sunlight? Well, you get a rainbow, and Syracuse searching for that pot of gold here in the very first game here in 2026.
Really couldn't ask for a better view, Drew, with the rainbow in the back.
Look at that backdrop. New Hampshire works down the far sideline, lays it off, and is cleared by Buster Honeywood, the man out of Kessingland, England, the grad student from Bellevue. Works it near side. Here's Oksanen. Aaron Mbabazi. Fortier works it inside and is cleared away. Try to get Landon Darko on the other end of things. Syracuse keeps possession. New Hampshire's going to want to try to keep possession in today's ball game, which Rich Weinrebe was talking a lot about it, but Syracuse has other ideas early on.
It'll be interesting to see how aggressive New Hampshire is in their press, because as you can see in these first few minutes, Syracuse is going to be the team with the lion's share of the ball, but you got to relieve that pressure at some point. Just got to choose when.
Fortier works it inside, cleared away yet again. Syracuse with some early pressure. Aaron Choi, the goalie for New Hampshire, has been up to the task early on.
But you can see, even though that one went out of play, New Hampshire is trying to be brave. That's something that head coach Rich Weinrebe talked about in our meeting with them. He said, we need to be brave, but we also need to be smart. They know that head coach Ian McIntyre and this Syracuse side prevents so many challenges against the ball for New Hampshire, but early on they're showing that they're willing to try and play through that.
Reed Cash, the captain, throws it in. One of two captains for New Hampshire, both on the defensive side. It's Max Voigt, the other one. There's Nathan Scott, a captain for Syracuse in his own right. One of 5 for Syracuse. You see a little bit different strategy as far as delegating the captains. Scott in his 3rd year with Syracuse. A cross goes a little deep, and it's going to be out for a New Hampshire goal kick.
And I think a testament to just the idea and the mentality that Syracuse has is you have Aaron Mbabazi, who's listed as a midfielder, and somebody who's more of a tempo setter, and you can already see that he's playing further back, almost as a 3rd center back, Drew, which to me shows that Syracuse knows that they're going to have a lot of possession in this game, and they're willing to take that risk defensively for what he has going forward.
Choi boots it right to DaCosta, an ACC preseason watch list representative. Deep clear into the box, tries to find Ming. It's headed away by Max Voigt to the far side. It's going to stay with Syracuse. So New Hampshire really hasn't put the pressure on the Orange. It's Syracuse in the attacking third.
And the name of the game will just be limiting as many high-quality opportunities as you can for New Hampshire. Right now, Syracuse is probing a little bit. They have the ball, but so far, it's nothing too dangerous.
Pass down that far side, but immediately the referee puts his hand up. That one goes off the crossbar and in, but it's going to be offsides.
And of course, when I say nothing dangerous, Syracuse nearly is in on goal there, but New Hampshire lucky again.
That was Jordan Gray with the offside strike.
That one's close. See, just drifting there, but that one's only a foot away, Drew, and the finish is very telling of what's to come.
Jordan Gray, his first year with Syracuse. A little trouble in the back third for New Hampshire. Gray last time out played 54 minutes and used all 54 to his advantage. 3 points, 1 goal and an assist, and a 2-1 victory over UConn. In his first game with Syracuse, you can't ask for much more.
It's also very interesting because last year Syracuse, of course we mentioned this, had a lot of people who rotated through, and Jordan Gray is somebody who's 6'6", so he provides a really good outlet going forward. And not that Syracuse is going to be under a lot of pressure this game, but Jordan Gray is somebody who can kind of do a little bit of everything.
Syracuse takes it right back. It's Kelvin DaCosta taking it away. Physical play on the far side. It's going to be a foul against New Hampshire. Goes against Kosuke Fukudome, the senior from Chiba, Japan.
And it's also an interesting dynamic, the two different ways in which Syracuse and New Hampshire have built their teams. He's one of 6 different foreign players who all play defense for New Hampshire.
First set piece for either side. It's Oksanen and Ming. Oksanen runs over it. Ming sends it into the mixer. It's sent away. Top of the box, a long distance strike. Booted away. Second chance for DaCosta. It's turned away. And New Hampshire up and running. It's the captain, Reed Cash. Kucha. Stolen away by Nathan Scott. Landon Darko. A tasty ball gets turned aside.
And that's where Syracuse plays their best. They're a team that's so athletic and so good at playing quickly. Anytime New Hampshire comes out to press, Syracuse very comfortable playing through them.
Foul goes against Nathan Scott, the senior from San Jose, California. The only senior on the Syracuse roster. Built up with 6 freshmen, 7 sophomores, 8 juniors, and the lone senior, Nathan Scott, with 5 grad students as well. New Hampshire in the attacking third for the first time. Fukudome. Here's Preuss. A high arcing pass. Tries to find Soto Gonzalez, and it's cleared away.
And the decision to put Aaron Mbabazi further back, I think, is also due to the fact that he's just so tall. He's a player who's 6'2", so anytime New Hampshire does try to play it very high, Syracuse has a lot of height in that back line.
This is a Syracuse team that's built on physicality. Both head coach Ian McIntyre and Rich Weinrebe was talking about it. It's a throw-in for the Wildcats. Lost 1-0 to Colgate to open up the season. A game that head coach Ian McIntyre for Syracuse was saying unlucky, they didn't get anything out of it. Outshot Colgate, more shots on goal as well, outpossessed them, but ended up losing 1-0.
He was very complimentary of the Wildcats when we talked to him. I think he recognized that that game against Colgate was a bit of a fluke. I mean, Aaron Choi only had 3 saves to make the entire game and was really unlucky to concede that goal.
Here's Lauren Preuss. Sent into the box, and it's kicked away by Oksanen. Syracuse in transition. Here's Landon Darko. The speedy forward plays it out wide. Sakil Ming keeps it in play. Ming sends it far post, and there's Aaron Choi.
Player down here for New Hampshire.
Quick stoppage in play. Sakil Ming had it on that far side. Tried to send it into the box. And down on the play, it's the captain, Reed Cash.
And he got brought down, and it looked like he was claiming somebody brought him down, trying to stop the counterattack for Syracuse.
Cash did not start in the last game against Colgate. A junior from Hampton Falls, New Hampshire, one of 3 players from New Hampshire on this roster. Joins Gershom Matimat and Cabot McLaurin.
Deliberate contact to the head.
So he's appealing what, a red card?
A red card, that's right. That's what the challenge is.
That's I have to look at it. It's in the rules to look at it.
Play has been paused for a coach's challenge by New Hampshire.
So it's going to be a coach's challenge. We heard it there. Going to look for a card, Andrew.
Yeah, they're looking for violent contact here. And now with the new change in rules with challenges, you can be more flexible with doing this. And the only way that this is going to get called if it's dangerous contact.
The new 2026 NCAA soccer rule changes are as follows. 2 are allowed per game. Has to be signaled by the head coach, and we're going to quickly try to see what happens here.
Ooh.
Yeah. Looks like that right arm's extended right into the face of Cash, and he goes down pretty quickly.
And so here's the thing is that he's reaching back to try to, his jersey's getting pulled a little bit, so he's reaching back to try to stop Reed Cash from coming in and grabbing his jersey. The problem is that you see there on the video, his hand is extended, and it is crucially drew towards the face, which could be deemed a violent act. You also see it's open palmed, but it is, you can see that's forcible contact to the head or neck head or neck area. And you can see why Reed Cash went down.
So early on, still no score, but a big call forthcoming.
And this would change the entire outlook of this game. If this is deemed a red card, which it's a possibility, what a let-off for New Hampshire. Syracuse has been the better team by far in these first 10 minutes, Drew.
New Hampshire's really not had the ball in the attacking third all too much. Still looking at that review. It's head referee Kevin Marr dealing things out. There's head coach Rich Wine-Rebbe. Ian McIntyre on the other side, his 17th year as the head coach for Syracuse. Won the national championship, of course, in 2022.
And I think, Drew, the fact that this review is taking so long is not a good sign for Syracuse.
Fortier and Scott look on, a couple of captains.
I would be surprised if he stays on the pitch. I think Buster Honeywood's in a lot of trouble here.
Honeywood, the grad student out of England. Coach McIntyre was talking about how Buster Honeywood is an experienced, intelligent defender who's really physical. And yeah, you see it there.
That's a perfect example of the physicality, maybe not in the best way.
But we know how collegiate soccer gets. It gets chippy. It's a physical sport for sure. But this could be a big call.
And I think part of the reason why this is taking so long is that Buster Honeywood is trying, you can see, when he comes into frame here, Buster Honeywood is, or excuse me, it's Gabriel Oaksonen, he's recognizing his jersey is getting pulled. And then that's the problem, is that he turns his head back and deliberately extends his arm.
Got a couple of angles. That's the best one we got. Oaksonen out of San Diego, the freshman, extends his right arm there to the captain, Reed Cash, and here's the ruling.
After review.
Wow. Red card has been issued, and Gabriel Oaksonen is out of the game. You see the qualifications of what a red card is. And yeah, he extends the arm, and that is indeed a play that endangers an opponent's safety.
And the key part is the fact that it's serious foul play. That is what the referee is deciding is the basis for this red card decision. I think the fact that he turned his head around and forcibly extended his arm meant that it was an easy one.
It is the first red card for Syracuse since last October. Chimere Omese went down with a red card.
However, Syracuse did win that game against North Carolina. So it's not over yet by any stretch of the imagination. You'll see DaCosta coming in and playing as a right back. Syracuse now opting to play with 4 instead of 3. It'll be a 4-4-1 against the ball. And now for Syracuse, you have Jordan Gray, who's a bigger player. You can play off of him, but you're really going to have to pick and choose your moments. And if you're New Hampshire, now you can open up. You can already see they have 2 players on each touchline. The entire landscape of this game just got flipped on its head.
Jordan Gray, the sole striker for Syracuse. And New Hampshire up a man. Still no score between Syracuse and New Hampshire, but it feels like the Wildcats potted one there. It's a big call and a red card against Gabriel Oaksonen in his second match with Syracuse. Played against UConn, played a little over half the game and had a goal. This one is a little bit different of a story. Sends it into the box, it's cleared away. Christian Fortier sends it out, and it's a New Hampshire throw-in.
And now the name of the game for Syracuse is just damage limitation at this point. You can still get something out of this game, but the big thing is that you're going to have to sit in a lower block and afford New Hampshire some opportunities. They are a very strong team and have a lot of quality.
A little too much on it from Lauren Preuss. Syracuse gets possession back. The Orange trying to move to 2-0 after taking down number 24 UConn on Thursday night. It was the first ranked win to open a season for Syracuse in program history. That 2-1 winner. Syracuse with the first 2 goals. UConn battled back. New Hampshire still without a shot today. Syracuse with the 3.
And you can also see from the fans, they were chanting very loudly, doing the Viking clap before the game, and now there's not much noise over there from the hill.
An early test for Syracuse here in 2026. Picked as 10th in the ACC preseason poll. And New Hampshire on the run. Soto Gonzalez lays it off. Lukáš Kuča, the man out of Czech Republic. Swings it around. Here's Fukudome.
And what Syracuse is doing is they're leaving the far side winger open at all times. DaCosta, you can see right now, is tucked in, worried more about the midfield. That's the opportunity for New Hampshire, and it's what Syracuse is going to have to give up. I mean, you don't really have much of a choice.
Plays it out wide. Reed Cash, the captain, he drew the red card, a little bit too much on it, and it trails harmlessly out of bounds. But we've already seen some of the effects of that red card early on. And we're going to get an early substitution here. Not quite yet. Chimere Omese, though, is putting on the jersey in the near sideline. Ball's tapped around. New Hampshire back with possession. Oh, and there's a big tackle. Reed Cash, after drawing the red card, kicks his legs out. Sakil Ming goes down.
It'll be interesting to see if Ian McIntyre uses one of his reviews on this one. It was definitely a very hard challenge. Coming in there, and he gets the ball. I mean, the follow-through is very rough. He does get the ball, but you can see after he does get the ball, his knees are up, and that second leg does also come up on Sakil Ming, but no review.
No review, no card. We play on. Fortier draws a foul. Syracuse back with possession. But Andrew, that red card, we've already seen some of the effects. New Hampshire a lot more with the ball.
And New Hampshire's got to be careful not to make this game a physical one. That's where Syracuse has their edge. They're more physical, they have more height. And New Hampshire's a good team. They're a very possession-based team, which is what head coach Rich Weinrebe was talking about in our meeting with him. That they do want to be brave and play through.
Too deep for Sakil Ming. A New Hampshire throwing.
Feels like so much has happened and we're only a little bit into this game.
Max Voigt, the captain out of Germany. An America East All-Conference second teamer last season. The throw-in, and it stays with New Hampshire, and we're going to get an early substitution for head coach Ian McIntyre and Syracuse. It's Chimere Omese, the junior out of Brampton, Ontario, that steps in. Coming out of the ball game, Landon Darko.
And an early sign that Syracuse is going to have to play more defensive. Landon Darko, a midfielder or a forward, and Omese, of course, is a defender.
Darko with 3 goals last season. He's on the bench.
And now Syracuse looks like they're opting to play maybe a 5-back here with Omese. He's a natural fullback, somebody who will get forward, but obviously his abilities are going to be more tailored towards the defensive end right now.
And you see early on the effects of the red card here. Wide open, Miguel Soto Gonzalez lays it off far side, sends it into the box. It's kicked high into the air. New Hampshire trying to come onto it. There's the first opportunity for New Hampshire in this one inside of the box, but it goes Syracuse's way. But you got a feeling if the Wildcats keep putting on the pressure, at some point it's going to come through.
Ben, don't break if you're Syracuse.
What else could head coach Rich Weinrebe ask for? Gets to play 11-on-10 soccer early on here from Syracuse Soccer Stadium. Here's Kyle Jansen. The junior out of Georgia boots it high into the sky. Grew up in Johannesburg, South Africa. How about a spot to call your place home? Moved when he was 12. Here's a deep ball coming onto it. Jordan Gray gets turned aside. Sweeping ball inside, just misses. A lot of contact into the box. It goes right past. Syracuse can't come onto it. Sakil Ming was the man that drew the contact. And there was a little bit of contact there from Max Voigt.
A little bit of contact, but probably not enough for a penalty. I can understand why Sakil Ming wanted that one to be looked at, but that's a great opportunity for Syracuse. You pick a moment, Omese coming in, somebody who will get forward and can help you out. I think that's why they probably brought him into the game in the first place. He's a natural defender, but he's somebody who scored a couple goals last season. He also will go forward.
Even with just 10 men, Syracuse still applying a little bit of pressure. New Hampshire on the other side. A deep ball turned aside. A big slide tackle there. Aaron Mbabazi sends it away. And Syracuse is going to need that type of play down the stretch here. New Hampshire's going to put on the pressure. Cash deals it to Preuss. Fugudome. Fugudome gives it off to Lukasz Kucha.
There's really no energy from Syracuse on their press. Not that I was expecting it, but again, UNH finds the outlet.
Rio Miata swings it out. A little tough touch there from Syracuse into the box. Calvin DaCosta didn't get his foot to it. A little spinner, but no harm, no foul. New Hampshire still with the ball. There's Calvin DaCosta, an ACC preseason watch list, the only one for Syracuse. The junior from the southern side of Mozambique. Gonna be a big factor for the Orange.
And it really also doesn't help the weather conditions for Syracuse. It's a very hot day out here.
Humid as well.
It's also very humid, I was just about to say, so that red card happening in the first 10 minutes of the game means that not only do you have to play against the ball, but you also have to do so for the entirety of the game, Drew, which I can tell you is so tiring as a player. You have to run just that little bit further, and head coach Ian McIntyre is definitely going to have to go to his bench at some point to really dig in and keep the energy at a sustainable level.
It's at what point do you want to display that and take the ace out of your sleeve, for lack of a better word?
My guess is that Syracuse will try to get to around halftime a little bit more defensively oriented, and then as it gets into the second half, maybe New Hampshire overcommits a little bit and there's some space on the counterattack.
Nice ball from Fukudome, works it to Rio Miata out of Yokohama, Japan. High arcing ball, seeks out Soto Gonzalez, a tough first touch, and it's a Syracuse kick.
And DaCosta and Omese have to be really careful. I talked about it a little bit earlier, how UNH is looking to use those wide players as the free man. Syracuse not really tracking them. That doesn't necessarily become a problem unless New Hampshire crosses the ball into the box, because then if you have nobody at the back post, it's a free run, free header for any of those players.
The first time Syracuse touches the pitch here at Syracuse Soccer Stadium since last November. Gets knocked out of the NCAA tournament by Hofstra. A tough loss that I'm sure head coach Ian McIntyre for the Orange can try to take into this season as a little bit of added motivation.
But when we talked to him about the past losses to NC State and to Hofstra, he mentioned how this is just such a new and young team, and that there's the history of Syracuse as a program doesn't really apply to a few of these players because they're coming into this team. It's either their freshman or their sophomore year. It really is a new look.
Right. A Syracuse team with 6 transfers. Jackson Miller, Guess Lee Alexand, Emmanuel Kofi, Pedro Gouli, Buster Honeywood, and Jordan Gray. The lone striker for Syracuse. Just 10 men for the Orange. Gabriel Oksanen gets sent out about 10 minutes ago. It's Reed Cash, the captain for New Hampshire, that draws a right arm from Oksanen. A red card after review, and Syracuse down to 10 men. But it is the Orange that win the throw-in.
And Syracuse is going to need their bench, not just for help in the game, but also helping the team keep their energy levels high. You saw that on that throw-in, that this bench is staying active and realizing that they have a big part to play in this game.
High header from Fortier, swung back to Max Voigt.
Also the fans as well, keeping energy high.
A little bit of noise from the Syracuse Hill.
Making sure that Aaron Choi doesn't have any clean looks.
Fukudome.
And also another credit to Syracuse. They went in, and in that first 10 minutes before the red card, Syracuse had 3 shots and UNH had 0. That's still the case right now, Drew. So not only are they limiting their own chances due to that red card, but they've also stopped New Hampshire, at least so far.
It's taken away by Omese. Did not come in as a starter. A tasty touch by Chimre Omese. Runs far side, draws contact. No whistle. And it's scooped up easily by Aaron Choi. It's Miguel Soto Gonzalez with a physical push against Chimre Omese. Whistles stay in the mouths of the referee, and New Hampshire back with the ball.
But that's why you bring him in, right, Drew? He's listed as a defender. He scored 4 goals last season. Clearly somebody who likes to go forward and provides a real spark for this Orange team.
Omese played in 19 games last season. All 19 he started. This year, in game number 2, comes off the bench for the first time. Kyle Jansen boots it away. Here's Ming. Gives it right back to Daniel Furick. The Lipscomb transfer. Ryu Miata tries to run under the ball. Can't keep it in front of him, and it's a Syracuse throw-in. Omese with a really nice touch there, Andrew, and then here comes the contact.
Yeah, it's a 50-50. His arm isn't extended that much. Soto Gonzalez doing a really good job of keeping Omese off balance. And we've seen that the referee, despite calling that one a red card, has really kept the whistle not in his mouth throughout a lot of time in this game. It's really letting both teams play, and it's interesting. Maybe this game might get a little bit more physical as time goes on.
It's pretty physical right now, Andrew. We're still 22 minutes to play in the first half. No score between Syracuse and New Hampshire. It was a red card by Gabriel Oksanen. Pushes his right arm into Reed Cash in the first 10 minutes of the match. Syracuse down to 10 men. Furick lays it off for the captain, Voigt. And here's Syracuse head coach Ian McIntyre. Coach, down to 10 men early on. How do you want your team to respond after a little bit of adversity?
It's not ideal, right, to go a man down. But look, and we're playing against a team that's good on the ball. Look, we start the game so well. So yeah, disappointed to go a man down. But now we've got to manage the game, and it's our first time going a man down. They play very expansive and wide, so it's really important about us picking our chances to get forward, but to get pressure on the ball. So in these moments, can we turn over one of these balls, and then can we connect a pass in here and get forward?
And Coach, what have you seen from Omese? He was somebody that you brought on almost as soon as you went down to 10 men. What do you think he brings to your team against New Hampshire?
Look, unfortunately for Landon, you go a man down, and so everything you've worked on for the last couple of days goes out the window. So that's no reflection on Landon. We just need to make a tactical adjustment, and you got to kill spaces defensively, and then use the pace of Sakil and Chim going forward. But look, this game's not over. There's a lot of time to play, and let's see what we look like as the game goes on.
Not over at all. Still level, Coach. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.
There's Coach Ian McIntyre, 17th season as the head coach, one of the best guys in the sport for sure. Of course, led Syracuse to that championship in 2022, two-time ACC champ as well.
And that's going to be the message to his team at halftime. This one is not over. Syracuse has done a really good job at slowing New Hampshire down right now. Still a long game ahead, but the warning signs have been there. Jordan Gray's gotten some opportunities when Syracuse does win the ball back.
New Hampshire still without a shot. Syracuse with 3, 2 on goal. Over the last 10 home openers, Syracuse with 7 wins, a draw, and 2 losses. Early on, with just 10 men, some adversity gonna have to work through. Soto Gonzalez gets his pockets picked. It's Ivan Imbabazi. Clears it away.
This is where you need Gray.
Only so much the sophomore Jordan Gray can do. Had himself a spectacular game last time out. Played in 54 minutes, finished with a goal and an assist in a 2-1 win over UConn. Out of Ajax, Ontario. Head coach Ian McIntyre was saying how he adds something a little bit different to the attack. A big, powerful guy, really physical, 6'6", the tallest on the team. Muta lays it off. First shot, it sails high. Max Voigt, the captain, with his hands on his head. He wanted that one back. The junior for New Hampshire, without a goal in his career, comes up from the defense.
What a back heel that is. And you can see Voigt going for the strike there, trying to go for power. And that one just lifts up, but a great start for New Hampshire after this red card, growing a little bit more into this game as it goes on.
Well, he's not used to putting himself in that position. Voigt, of course, without a goal. His eyes kind of light up as a defender, and I'd say, maybe this is my highlight I can show my grandkids in a few years. Stolen away by Syracuse. Good touch by Sakil Ming, lays it off. A shot just sails to the near side. Had Aaron Choi beat. Nathan Scott tries to bend it down that right post.
And that's a situation there. He just didn't get the bend that he wanted. You can see side-footing that one, going for the corner. From that angle, you always try to get a little bit of whip on the ball to hit it into that right side, but a great opportunity for Syracuse. And just wide from Nathan Scott.
Sakil Ming on what would have been the assist. A great run there from the junior out of Bermuda. Nathan Scott with a chance. Had just 1 goal last season in 20 games for Syracuse. And even with 10 men, you see the quality of Syracuse shine through.
It's almost impossible not to for the full duration of this game. Syracuse has too many players, too many moments of brilliance in them, not to have at least 1 or 2.
And a whistle. A couple of subs are going to come on for Syracuse. Offsides from Miguel Soto Gonzalez. Bryson Rodriguez comes in. So does Pedro Gulli. Coming off for the Orange, Nathan Scott, after just putting that ball a little bit wide. And the striker, Jordan Gray.
And notably, 2 offensive substitutions to close out this first half, Drew. Especially Rodriguez, a player who has a lot of creativity. I get the feeling that Coach Mack senses that this half is not done and that Syracuse could maybe nick a goal, which would be so, so huge and allow them to defend with more confidence.
Soto Gonzalez near side. Gonna work against Aaron Imbabazi. Into the box. Nice touch. Lays it off, and it goes out for a corner. The first one of the day for either side. Syracuse down to 10 men. Oksanen goes down in the first 10 minutes of the game, and the Orange playing 11 versus 10.
And usually when you have a team they have 10 players and they're playing against the ball, set pieces and corners are an excellent way to break through that back line, but New Hampshire is not a team that matches up very well against Syracuse in this regard. They only had around 3.5 corners per game last season. And Syracuse is obviously so big.
Feerick swings it in, a shot denied by Kyle Jansen. What reflexes, not out of the woods yet, sends it into the mixer. Another bouncer goes wide, and Syracuse survives the first barrage from New Hampshire. Kyle Jansen, the junior, steps up in a big way off the corner kick. Big chance.
Of course, commentators curse. They talk about how they're going to struggle on corner kicks, and they have their best opportunity of the game right there. Kyle Jansen with a comfortable save, but this game, Drew, is really going back and forth in the last 5 minutes.
Fukudome tries to get one on net. Jansen has other plans. Check out the official online store of the Syracuse Orange for the latest Syracuse clothing for men, women, and kids. Find great deals on Syracuse apparel like t-shirts, hoodies, and hats, or browse our assortment of Syracuse Orange collectibles to find the perfect item. Visit our shop for all your Syracuse Orange gear and stay ready to show off your Syracuse colors. Shop.cuse.com. Syracuse and New Hampshire still level 0-0. The Orange down to 10 men. New Hampshire with their first shot on goal as well. Kosuke Fukudome, a big header, plays it right to Kyle Jansen. He punches it out, and we're still tied up. Amu Mensah. Here's Lauren Preuss, the sophomore defender. Gives it right back to Kosuke Fukudome.
And the two substitutes for Syracuse also bring you a lot of energy in that front line, not just when you have the ball, but also it's just as important to have that energy against the ball as well. Not allowing these New Hampshire center backs to get comfortable and play their first choice pass.
The captain, Voigt, with the throw-in back to Fukudome. Max Voigt listed as a defender, but he's playing high up both of the near sidelines. Definitely a result of playing with 11 men versus Syracuse's 10. You see just the 3 back for New Hampshire.
3 back and only 1 striker going to press.
Miata with a long distance strike. Goes far and out of bounds for a Syracuse goal kick.
And those opportunities Syracuse is going to be very happy with. That's a shot off balance, very far away. It's those crosses that we've seen that New Hampshire has had a lot of joy with. Switching the ball, letting their wingers go on one-on-one.
Miata was gaining a lot of trust with head coach Rich Weinrebe towards the end of the season. Started in the last 5 games of the year. Took the middle portion of the starting lineup off in the middle of the season. Here's Miguel Soto Gonzalez. Gives it off to the aforementioned Rio Miata. And plays it back to Fukudome. Still no score. Syracuse and New Hampshire, first game at Syracuse Soccer Stadium in 2026. Fans are out in full force. Classes start tomorrow for Syracuse students, and they're here on the hill towards the attacking cage. But right now it's New Hampshire with the ball, trying to scratch across the first goal. It's Fukudome yet again. Gives it to Voigt on the far side. And it's offsides. Tries to pick out Rio Miata.
And the energy level for both teams has dipped a little bit, which I think favors Syracuse. Miata getting caught in an offside position there. New Hampshire's obviously going to have the ball. They're going to have a lot of the opportunities, but it doesn't mean that Syracuse has to switch off. Quite the opposite. They have to make sure that they're even more locked in.
Jansen directs traffic and boots it away. It's going to be New Hampshire throwing. And we're going to get a substitution. Arturo Mukan Aki comes in. He's going to come in for Lukasz Kucha.
A like-for-like change in that midfield. Just maybe trying to see out these last 10 minutes. It really becomes a chess match in the second half, Drew. Which team wants it more? Who can sniff out a victory? Or are both teams content with the 0-0 scoreline?
McConaughey going to try to find some sort of spark in the last 10 minutes for New Hampshire. The senior out of New Jersey. transferred from Monmouth. Syracuse throw in here. Garrett Holman, the star-studded defender for Syracuse, with a lofted ball. And another Syracuse throw-in.
We approach 10 minutes left in this first half. It's hard to really tell who's the happier of the two teams. Obviously, New Hampshire is probably a little bit more joy that they have 11 players, but Syracuse has done a really good job ever since going down to 10 men. Just keep taking the sting out of this game. And they've had opportunities even after that on the offensive side.
Interested to see if head coach Rich Weinrebe goes to his bench a little bit more, up a man. And an early attack here. McConaughey off the bench, dances, sends it inside, it's tipped away. McConaughey still on it, draws some contact. No foul, Syracuse with possession. Stolen away rather quickly. Tyson Amumensa, the grad student out of Illinois, takes a hard fall on the far sideline. Kelvin DaCosta slides on the wet grass fields. And it's gonna be a Syracuse free kick.
DaCosta really wanted to win that ball back. And this challenge fair, you can see sprinting back, determined to win it, and gets the ball cleanly. Then a little bit of afters.
Big time from DaCosta.
Going for a little bit of a headbutt there.
Is that the official term? A little headbutt from DaCosta?
I don't know, because I've never really seen that before.
ACC preseason watch list. The only player for Syracuse. New Hampshire opens up the bench for the first time, bringing on Arturo McConaughey. Last game against Colgate, substitutes played a combined right under 200 minutes. The most in an opener in 5 years for New Hampshire. Here's Pedro Gooley, his first touch for Syracuse today.
And expect to see that either Gooley or Jordan Gray sitting up there as that main number 9. Both of them, of course, very tall.
Voigt lays it off. Soto Gonzalez swings it inside, right in front of the box. Jansen can't get to it. He's down. The ball's tipped to the near side. Reed Cash comes onto it. And we're gonna get a trio of substitutions. David Davila tried to put his head on it. A lot of contact between Davila and Kyle Jansen. Nice ball inside.
I think UNH can sniff blood out there with Soto Gonzalez. They switched him from the left to the right, and already having a lot of success early on.
A trio of substitutions for head coach Ian McIntyre. Jackson Miller comes in. So does Dario White and Cameron Kist. There's White, the freshman out of Portland, Oregon. Played on the Portland Timbers Academy just last year.
One of 5 freshmen on this team.
Good ball there from Syracuse. Chimre Omese tries to work with it. Stolen away by McConaughey. Syracuse trying to stay on the attack with just 10 men. It's Gabriel Oksanen that went down in the first 10 minutes of the game. Syracuse trying to respond. Still no score, just 6 minutes to play in the first half between New Hampshire and Syracuse. Into the middle portion of the pitch, Buster Honeywood sends it right back to New Hampshire. Here's Fukudome.
And you can hear head coach Ian McIntyre wants his team to play really quickly as soon as they win the ball. That's probably when UNH is going to be most vulnerable, is when they get into the shape, their center backs are split. They have 4 people right now, and Syracuse's have. That's the opportunity for the Orange. That's when you can really pick your moments and go against this New Hampshire side.
Still no score. Not the most surprising thing in the world. In 2025 between these two sides, Syracuse averaged just 1.2 goals a contest. New Hampshire at 1.6. Both of these two teams allowed just over 1 goal a game towards the top of their respective conferences. And we have no score here between a couple of defensive, like-minded squads. Far side. Here's Voigt. The defender lays it back off. Soto Gonzalez working down the far sideline. Jansen clears it up.
And Voigt has really been a chess piece so far over there on that right side. Him and Soto Gonzalez have combined to play well. Of course, as soon as I mentioned him getting subbed out, but Soto Gonzalez with a really good cameo in this first half.
Miguel Soto Gonzalez comes out. Coming in is going to be Cabot McLaren. Out of New Hampshire. McLaren, one of 3 guys on this team from New Hampshire, played for Seacoast United. Syracuse on the attack. Gooley with a nice ball to Dario White, comes onto it. He dances in the box, sends it back out. Rodriguez shoots, blocked away. Syracuse still in the attacking third. New Hampshire not out of the woods yet. Rodriguez lays it off far side. Gooley with the shot, just sails to the near side. Gooley had a chance for his first goal in a Syracuse uniform. The Orange with a breath of life here at the end of the first half. A couple of big chances.
And Gooley finding himself there, opting to go with his right foot instead of using his left to hit it across goal, trying to toe poke that one. A golden opportunity for Syracuse, their best of the game so far.
In just 19 minutes, last time out against UConn, had 2 shots and 2 shots on goal. That one did not find the goal. Aaron Choi did not have to work at all.
When we talked to head coach Ian McIntyre, he mentioned his directness and physical presence that he brings. That's that finishing ability which needs to follow.
Here's the captain, Reed Cash. And it's going to be offsides there. Here's another look at that last chance for Syracuse.
And Gooley doing a good job coming in and finding space, but the toe poke there, it's a difficult finish. You have to really rotate your body and your foot in order to get that one across.
Wants that one back for sure. Gooley, the grad student out of Montreal, Canada. One of 7 players from Canada for Syracuse. 7. Trails only the US, of course, with 16. Joins Omese, Gooley, Patrick Galvez, Kofi Gray, and Fortier, the other 6 that joins Gooley from Canada. That's pretty clever, eh, mates? I guess that was a little bit more British.
We'll work on the Canadian accent.
Lots of contact in the middle portion of the field. Syracuse draws a free kick.
Good opportunity with just over 2 minutes. Rodriguez, somebody who's really good at set pieces. You're kind of in a spot here where it's a little bit far to shoot, and it's so central that you kind of maybe have to go out wide and then come back in. Syracuse, not a team that has had a lot of set pieces so far in this game.
New Hampshire's committed 6 fouls, Syracuse with just the 1.
But you can see Syracuse recognizing how big this opportunity is. They have all of their bigger players, Honeywood, Holman, Omese, all in that back post. Look for this ball to go in there and then come back in.
Bryson Rodriguez's right foot swings onto the ball, sends it into the box. A header goes wide. Here's Dario White, first touch off the bench. Cameron Kist gets a touch as well. A big foul, the 7th of the day for New Hampshire, and Syracuse with another free kick and a set piece.
And this one in a much better area. It's actually a perfect area to deliver across. You can put that in around the back post. And Syracuse, so many tall players. Gooley, Holman.
Top of the box, go score a goal.
Go score a goal, top of the box. Head coach Ian McIntyre has a simple plan. Let's see if Syracuse can execute.
You can see the respect, every single player back defending this free kick for New Hampshire.
Rodriguez and White stand onto the ball. White runs over it. Here's Rodriguez to the near post. The ball gets tipped around. A shot, headed away. Syracuse with a couple of big chances under a minute to play in the first half. A lot of contact, and there's going to be a yellow.
Aaron and Babazi coming in and coming a little bit late on that one. That was a dangerous challenge as the ball came in from Bryson Rodriguez. It fell so well to Kist, who topped that ball a little bit, and then Aaron and Babazi trying to stop that counterattack. The baller man can get past me, but not both.
You audibly gasped there, Andrew. That was a big tackle by Aaron Mbabazi. Had just one yellow card all of last season. Has one here in game number 2. Big chance here. It's pushed away. Kyle Jansen comes onto it. His second game for Syracuse, Jansen sat behind Tomas Hutt for 2 seasons, waited patiently, and gets his chance here in 2026. Had a couple of saves, allowed just the 1 goal in the season opener against UConn. Here at Syracuse Soccer Stadium, having a similar performance. Has not allowed a goal, come through with a couple of big saves. The clock expires on the first half. Still level, Syracuse and New Hampshire. The Orange down to 10 men. It's going to be a big storyline moving into the second half.
Rich Weinrebe's been a part of this rebuild for New Hampshire. This is not a very storied program, Drew, but ever since around 2016, they've made 5 straight NCAA tournaments in that span, and they've really revitalized this entire program.
We are off and underway. Second half action, a fresh 45 for Syracuse and New Hampshire. The Orange down to 10 men. Gabriel Oksanen goes down in the first 10 minutes of the game. Reed Cash, the captain, draws the red card, and a big test of adversity for Syracuse. Both sides have had their opportunities. Syracuse with 7 shots, 2 of them on goal. New Hampshire on the other side with 4. Just the 1 on goal, but it's Kosuke Fugudome just had the ball. He had that big header that's turned away from Kyle Jansen to keep the game level at 0-0.
And what I think Syracuse is going to do is rotate some of their strikers. We saw in the first half Jordan Gray. Gooley was also a player that they used. Right now opting to go with Landon Darko. I think Syracuse just wants to keep things fresh up top.
McLaren lays it off, a high arcing ball, sails just high of Zanata. Loses it in a dangerous area there. It's turned away for the moment. Miata sends it back out. Here's Lauren Price. Fierick. Amumensa.
Unage still trying to use crosses as the main way through. That's kind of what you have to do when a team camps out and puts 6 or 7 players behind the ball.
The captain, Cash, picks out Soto Gonzalez for the moment. But the referee's hand goes up in the air, and it's going to be a free kick on the offsides.
And last season, New Hampshire only was offside 19 times in the entire season. They've already shown today that this red card really changes the way that they play. Been offside a couple of times. They're really trying and knocking on that door. But it's Syracuse who have answered back every single time.
Both knocking on the door, but who knocks down the door first? Tied at 0-0. Both sides trying to scratch one across the scoreboard. New Hampshire trying to get its very first win of the season after dropping a 1-0 defeat to Colgate despite out-shooting Colgate in that one on Thursday. Had about 3/4 of the possession as well, according to head coach Rich Weinrebe. Did not come away with any points. Syracuse, on the other hand, trying to get to 2-0 after taking down number 24 UConn. A new look Syracuse side with 6 transfers. A younger team as well, 13 underclassmen. Just the 1 senior, it's Nathan Scott.
Most of those players attackers, Drew, which is going to be a big point of emphasis in the second half.
Lays it out wide, Aaron Mbabazi. Rather, it's Omese that loses it. Syracuse still with possession, and it's a New Hampshire throw-in. Last goes off Bryson Rodriguez.
One of the only returning attacking players. Syracuse really missing Zambrano right now. Of course, no longer on the team.
Rodriguez takes over in that attacking role, of course, for a guy like Zambrano. A big tackle there. Syracuse keeps possession. Aaron Choi, the goalie out of Stowe, Massachusetts. His first year as a starter. Was not the shoo-in for the job heading into the springtime. It's Yoka Magnuson, Aaron Shoy, and Sean Corey, the 3 keepers for New Hampshire. It was an open competition, but head coach Rich Weinrebe saw Aaron Shoy's pose, said that his maturity for his age as just a sophomore is few and far between. Allowed just the 1 goal against Colgate.
Also talked about his elite composure, which is definitely going to come into play today as this game winds down.
Max Voigt, the defender, dances, sneaks through the defense, but it's turned aside. Buster Honeywood on the clearance. Honeywood played in all 90 minutes against UConn, has not come out today as well. Last season played with Bellevue. Played in 60 games in 3 seasons with Bellevue, had 8 goals and 5 assists. Now a prime defender for this Syracuse team.
If you're looking to see how adventurous Syracuse wants to be, look at the wingbacks here in the second half. Syracuse is playing with 3 in the back. They're opting to put 3 people in midfield. If you see Omese and Sakil Ming right now go forward, it's a telltale sign that Syracuse has a little bit of confidence and feels like they can get something. Right now, Ming and Omese are staying back, and that's a credit to what New Hampshire has done to start the second half.
And we'll maybe see some of that intensity start to build as this half progresses. Under 40 to play. Still no score, New Hampshire and Syracuse. Here's Fukudome. To Voigt. Fukudome. Fierick. Soto Gonzalez into the center with Amu Mensah. New Hampshire taking its time. It's Fukudome yet again, the right back for the Wildcats. A good ball there, picks out Soto Gonzalez, lays it off. Not on the same page, Syracuse on the clearance.
Doing a good job so far, but they really need to be accurate with those, trying to find Landon Darko. It's their only way to really relieve themselves.
Calvin McLaren sends it in. No one home for Syracuse or New Hampshire. It's cleared away by Ivan Iran Imbabazi. New Hampshire with a lion's share of the possession here, exactly the way the Wildcats are built. Head coach Rich Weinrebe talked a lot about how possession-based squad. Takeaway here from Syracuse. It's Jackson Miller on the ball.
You hear the shouts there. Ming is wide open on that left side. Again, Syracuse starting to feel that they can get something from the second half. If you're Sakil Ming, it's really difficult because if you go forward, New Hampshire can hit you back really quickly. You have to get back and track all of the runners.
Still no score. Syracuse and New Hampshire. The home opener here at Syracuse Soccer Stadium. The Orange have scored in every home opener since 2000 except for 1 game. The only contest Syracuse did not find the back of the net last year against UConn. Syracuse trying to not make it back-to-back years here in 2025 and 2026. Nice ball there from Voigt, picks out McLaren on the far side, sneaks it inside, and there's the first goal. New Hampshire strikes in Syracuse. 1-0, Wildcats over Orange.
What a start to the second half for New Hampshire. Look at what that goal means for this entire squad. A simple ball through. We talked about how they like to play possession-based, and that is an excellent cross.
David Davila comes in off the bench. What a ball there. It's the header that sneaks by Jansen. Andrew, what a chance.
McLaren with an absolutely tasty delivery inside. That is inch perfect and makes it so easy for Davila, getting his first goal this season. And again, the game completely changes.
The transfer from Southern Indiana comes in, did not start last time out, started today. 6'4", tallest guy on this team, and he uses his head to sneak it past the goalie, Kyle Jansen. And Syracuse on the back foot in front of its home fans here on the season opener. New Hampshire on top, the 1-0.
Might be the tallest player on the team, but he didn't need any of that height because of the quality of the delivery. That ball was placed so perfectly in between Jansen and the back line. He's the only player that could have gotten to that ball, and he did excellently.
In just 39 minutes last game against Colgate, David Davila had 3 shots that led the team. In his first shot tonight, it's a header, and it's a 1-0 New Hampshire lead over Syracuse. A wide ball inside, Sakil Ming goes airborne. Aaron Choi picks up the bouncing ball. Now it's going to be interesting to see. Do the Wildcats or the Orange change their philosophy here for the final 37 minutes, with Syracuse down to the 10 men and now down the 1-0 to New Hampshire? Fukudome.
Right now, Syracuse just content to kind of stay against the ball, Drew. I think right now it's risk management for the Orange. You have to be careful because if New Hampshire gets another one, this game is pretty much over. Right now, you're still in this game. Got to be careful.
Soto Gonzalez works the far side. Referee hand goes in the air. It's another offsides call. New Hampshire not known for working offside, but it's been a lot more since that red card. And it kind of shows the change in philosophy for New Hampshire, trying to work farther up the pitch and push the far sides.
For me, it shows a really balanced team because New Hampshire likes to play through teams. They like to keep the ball, but they're also showing that they can play in behind. And that's really crucial going forward for this team as well, because you're going to face a lot of teams like Syracuse, but you're also going to face some lower teams who are going to play in lower blocks like this. So if anything, this is really good practice, especially for in conference, because Bryant and Vermont are really the only teams that you would say are probably going to have more of the ball than New Hampshire.
Rodriguez gives it away. New Hampshire back with the ball. A touch by David Davila. The only goal of the day for either side. The junior out of Elkhart, Indiana, comes through in a big way. Miller, one of the 6 captains for Syracuse with the ball, works it far side. Sends it into the box. It's passed away. Attended for Darko on the near side. Syracuse back with it, an untimely ball. To the near side, tries to pick out Ming. Not out of the woods yet. Here's Sakil Ming. Working on his man, sends it inside, pushed away by the captain, Max Voigt. Sent in, back to Jackson Miller. And Syracuse retreats. Despite being down 11 to 10 men and the 1-0 scoreline, Syracuse pushing here. Here's the keeper, Jansen. And no one's home.
And that one didn't work out, but there is a lot of space here for Sakil Ming, who had a lot of joy in that first half. A few of the Syracuse opportunities came through him. But again, that Syracuse bench is so deep. Ian McIntyre can really kind of do anything. Nothing is really ruled out for him at this point.
Amumensa loses it. Syracuse kicks it out, and here's Cabot McLaren. It stays with New Hampshire. Yet to see a substitution for either side here in the second half. Any substitution in the second half is permanent. In the first, you can rotate guys as much as you want. Here's McLaren, sends it inside. Syracuse home for now. Trying to defend, back into the box, sent out. Still in the mixer and the Orange clear.
New Hampshire's got to be really happy with all these crosses into the box, especially given the height of Syracuse. You need a lot of quality on those balls, which you've seen so far to start the second half for the Wildcats.
And it's how New Hampshire striked. A beautiful cross right onto the head. Big finish by David Davila. Quick pause in the action. Some water handed out to a couple of Syracuse players.
And this is exactly what you want the game to be if you are New Hampshire. You still have 33 minutes left, Drew, so much time, but you can slow the game down with these little breaks and set pieces. Doesn't allow Syracuse to get into a real clear rhythm.
New Hampshire gets things going. It's Fukudome. Max Voigt keeps it inbounds. Fierick back to Voigt. Here's Fukudome. On the back foot, slips as he releases that ball. Picks out McLaren. McLaren dances in the near side. Syracuse takes it right away. Landon Darko was subbed off in the first half. He's back here in the second. Bryson Rodriguez, a little bit of space in front of him. Dishes it out. Shaquille Ming can't come up with it. Max Voigt, the captain, shows his prowess. He's played excellent today and turns that one aside.
And that one coming in by that excellent pass by Aaron Mbabazi to find Rodriguez. Just a little too ambitious with that pass to Ming, but Syracuse answering well, playing through New Hampshire instead of over them.
Telegraphs the pass. Max Voigt picks it out. High flying ball by Bryson Rodriguez. Physical. There's some contact, and it's going to be a free kick. Goes against Daniel Fierick. New Hampshire up to 8 fouls. Had 8 in all of the game against Colgate on Thursday. It's been that type of game. Syracuse with just the 1 foul. It's the red card against Gabriel Oksaninen.
And this is exactly what head coach Rich Weinrebe did not want to start the second half. A free kick in a very dangerous area.
Rodriguez leaves it off for Ming. Sends it inside. Bodies go flying in the box. No one's home. And it's a goal kick. A little bit too much air under it from Shaquille Ming.
Thought that one maybe favored an in-swinger, but they go for the outswinger there, looking for Omese on that back post.
The men's team not the only one here on the hill. Reminder, next Thursday, the Syracuse soccer team faces Niagara at 7. Syracuse faces off against Niagara at SU Soccer Stadium. Aaron Shoy with it.
And again, Syracuse really not opting to press a lot in this second half. That's got to change at some point, but I think head coach Ian McIntyre is waiting till maybe around 15 minutes or so. If they can keep this game 1-0, then they'll start to press like you see right now. But there's a lot of gaps between players when you press. You're only pressing with 2, that leaves a lot of space in behind.
The keeper, Jansen, back with it for Syracuse. Trailing New Hampshire 1-0. Would be a big-time upset for this Wildcat squad. Trying to get back after a disappointing 2025. It's just 5-8-3 and 24-23. It was well above 500 in both of those 2 years. Did not make the NCAA tournament last season. Just the second time in 9 years for New Hampshire and the Wildcats. Had a really slow start, started to turn it on, but lost in the AEC semifinals to get knocked out.
And Aaron Mbabazi there again. He's been so excellent against the ball, but also in possession as well. A midfielder who's playing more defensively today. And Syracuse, if they can get the ball more, definitely going to rely on him to try to play through this Wildcat squad.
The captain, Voigt, gives it off to Amu Mensah. Nice dribble move there. Gets a little bit of clearance, lays it off for McLaren. Back to the captain, Voigt. Fukudome. Here's the keeper, Aaron Shoy. High arcing ball, trying to find McLaren. It's headed away by the keeper, Kyle Jansen. Amu Mensah with space. Lukasz Kucha was subbed out in the first half. He's back in the second. Amu Mensah with plenty of room. Here's Daniel Fierick. Out wide to Rio Miata. And it's turned away. Syracuse with some nice defense. Christian Fortier, the man to kick it away.
That's exactly what you want. Syracuse had all 10 of their players behind the ball, and what that means is obviously you have more players to defend those attacks, but you don't really have an outlet to play when you win the ball. So throw in set pieces, corners, stuff like that are really important for this Orange squad to get their numbers forward, because when Syracuse has all of their physical defenders close to half field, it can be very suffocating for New Hampshire.
Syracuse needs a spark. Down by the 1-0 scoreline. The Orange down to 10 men. It's Gabriel Oksanen that went down on a red card. Extended his right arm into Reed Cash, the captain.
And these will be very interesting because Syracuse opting to play short on this one, but I wonder if as the game goes on, every set piece, even inside of New Hampshire's half, results into a ball played into the box. Right now, Syracuse still trying their luck keeping the ball.
Big tackle there, New Hampshire. It's Fukudome that lays it off of Syracuse. Landon Darko on the pressure. But the ball's going to keep with the Wildcats. A goal kick for Aaron Choi. The Orange without a shot in the second half after laying on 7 in the first. Not that big moment yet. There's still just north of 26 minutes to play in the second half.
And what I think we're waiting for here, all the fans and us in the booth, is for Syracuse to kind of flip that switch and go and play a little bit more risky. Right now, opting to play cautious and keep this game within reach, but at some point, Drew, you have to go for the game. And Syracuse, I understand that you're down to 10 men, but UNH right now, you can see they're very happy keeping the ball. They're not really making any forward runs.
But when does that switch happen? Got 26 minutes to work with if you're head coach Ian McIntyre. Doesn't necessarily have to be right now. It's the Syracuse faithful starting to get back into this game. Can the Orange out on the pitch as well? A timely takeaway for Syracuse. And the Orange on the run. It's going to be rare Syracuse has numbers in the attacking third, but here they are. Omese into the box, turned away by Fukudome. Ball still pinballing around. Syracuse back with it, it's Rodriguez. Swings it inside. Sakil Ming can't get ahead to it. It goes out for a Syracuse corner. First of the day for the Orange, New Hampshire with just one as well.
This is exactly what you want if you're Syracuse. Omese had a lot of joy in that first half. Ian McIntyre giving him the nod to start the second half. A right back who will get forward and win his team a corner. And now all of the big dogs coming in and crowding Aaron Choi. Very clear strategy by Syracuse here. This has become more common in world football, in world soccer in the last couple of years. Teams just trying to play it right on that goalkeeper.
Rodriguez sends it inside. No one home. And it goes off New Hampshire. Syracuse with another chance. It's second corner in the past 60 seconds.
And Sakil Ming taking this one, showing that they're going to do the exact same thing. None of the players moving on the goal line. What you want is a ball whipped in with a lot of pace and right on top of the goalkeeper. Aaron Choi is tall, he's 6'2", but there are a lot of players that are also tall for Syracuse and can make it really difficult for him to come and claim this one.
Can Ming make havoc here on the Syracuse home opener? Down by 1. Ming sends it in on the corner. It goes high and sails into the top netting. Goal kick. Syracuse with a couple of chances there. A real physical team, but just sends it high. It's Sakil Ming. Would have liked to have that one back.
And Ming just getting a little bit ambitious. You had so many players on the line, didn't need to play that one on top of the goal, but a good sign for Syracuse, who now bring in a fresh crop of players.
Nathan Scott comes in, so does Dario White, Jordan Gray, and Kelvin DaCosta. The 4 that enter the game for Syracuse.
And that quantity of substitutions shows to me, Drew, that this was a clear strategy by head coach Ian McIntyre. You can see we're about halfway through this game, and so I get the feeling that he had kind of a hockey substitution where you take out the entire line of players and bring in a new wave. Syracuse just trying to do anything they can to keep the energy up, and you can already see the pace of this game has started to pick up.
Kyle Jansen, the keeper, back with the ball. A telling sign, Buster Honeywood, the defender for Syracuse, gets subbed off, played all 90 minutes against UConn. Today, his day is done with still 23 left to be played. It's of course because of that 1-0 New Hampshire lead and the red card.
And now what you do if you're Syracuse is you have a lot of players on New Hampshire who've been playing not only this entire second half, but also the first half as well. So if you bring in players with a lot of energy, it makes that part of the game at least even, Drew. I mean, you're down a player, you're never going to change that, but if you can make up for it with your energy, with your pressing against the ball,
right,
then the game becomes a little bit more even.
And Syracuse, a quality side. In 22 minutes, there's going to be a chance. Can the Orange capitalize when it comes? Big push in the back by Fugudome on Jordan Gray. It's going to be a foul and a free kick.
And Christian Fortier immediately telling all of his center backs and all of his teammates to get forward and to try to play this one into the box. There goes Garrett Holman as well, now coming.
Especially a guy like Jordan Gray. He subs back in and it's a yellow card on Fukudome. He's had himself a really nice day. Contact in the back on the much larger Jordan Gray.
There's not much you can really do there. If Jordan Gray wants to post you up, he's going to be able to do that.
Right.
But now you give Syracuse an opportunity.
Nathan Scott sends it in. A ball goes out wide. Not a lot of quality on the touch from the senior Nathan Scott. New Hampshire with a throw-in. And if Syracuse wants to get back into it, needs to capitalize on opportunities just like that. And with 22 minutes to play, New Hampshire knocking on the door of what could be its first win of the season. Syracuse, it'd be its first loss of the year after a 2-1 winner over number 24 UConn. Would be a disappointing performance to say the least here in front of the Syracuse faithful. First game here at Syracuse Soccer Stadium in 2026. Dario White gets his head to it. Miata with a nice turn. Couple of good balls by New Hampshire, still in the attack. Soto Gonzalez. Free kick.
Referee smartly calling that one back. New Hampshire, again, being brave with the ball. We've seen that throughout the game, but he's done a really good job of playing through Syracuse. This Orange team is given a lot of energy against the ball, but New Hampshire has shown a lot of confidence trying to play through them.
McLaren. There's Fugudome on a yellow card. Stolen away by Gray. In transition. Had a goal last time out against UConn. Works by his man, Jordan Gray. Dazzles, sends it into the box. It's tipped away, and it's going to be a corner. A touch of brilliance from Jordan Gray.
Exactly what you want from the substitute coming in. Again, he finds himself on that left side, and this one was close to being a goal kick, but right there, doing excellent to win his team a corner.
Just keeps it in.
And Syracuse really sniffing that same opportunity off a corner.
Nathan Scott, a little dribbler, sent away from the near post. Syracuse still with possession. Back-to-back set pieces that Nathan Scott gets a foot to. Not a ton of quality on it. And here's Ryo Miata that comes in, the senior out of Japan. Lukasz Kuchak comes out.
Taking his time to get off.
Of course, on top of the 1-0. You can't blame him necessarily. Gray with a nice turn, a lot of contact. It's gonna be a penalty. New Hampshire is up in arms. Jordan Gray, a game removed from an assist and a goal against UConn, draws the penalty. Seemingly no chance at all. Jordan Gray pulls the rabbit out of the hat. Max Voigt pleading his case.
And that's exactly what you want if you are Gray. Again, posting up those defenders and just rolling off. That's very, very smart. But you can see the hand is wrapped around there by Fukudome, and that's what the referee saw. That's an easy call, in my opinion. You can't wrap your hand all the way around Gray.
Fukudome slaps the old grass turf. And New Hampshire's going to challenge. Why not?
That's the opportunity that you were looking for if you're Syracuse. That's the chance. You get Gray posted up and allow him to use that 6-6 frame.
Head referee Kevin Marr is going to look things over. Boy, is this a big call. It's Jordan Gray. He stands at 6'6". The tallest player for Syracuse works against just the 5'10" Kosuke Fukudome, and he wraps his arm around there. Is it enough contact, though, Andrew?
Here's the thing, is that he is grabbing on and is holding, but you can see he does let go as Gray is falling to the ground. So that's what makes this decision so tough. Is because if you look at it immediately and you see the arms wrapped around, that one is a clear foul. But as Gray turns, Fukudome lets go, and that's when Gray falls. So it's very interesting because originally it's definitely a foul, but he lets go. So that's the key decision here that they're looking over.
Definitely worthy of a challenge, though, for head coach Rich Weinrebe and this New Hampshire side.
Another thing that's very important, Drew, is that it was given a penalty on the field. It's just one of those, I feel like you go with the decision on the field. It's kind of hard to overturn it, but it is so unlucky to give away a penalty with just around 20 minutes left in the game.
What would be a penalty try for Syracuse? Last season for Syracuse, not one player took more than one penalty. Zambrano, he's off the team. He went 1 for 1 in his try. Nathan Scott had a try and cashed in as well. He's still here for Syracuse and on the pitch, and let's hear. Penalty Syracuse. Jordan Gray, in his second game with the Orange, makes magic inside the box, draws it on Kosuke Fukudome. And Nathan Scott comes in. One of the longest tenured Orange players, his 3rd season for Syracuse. He comes to the penalty dot. Gonna work against Aaron Choi, the sophomore keeper out of Stowe, Massachusetts. Last season, Scott with 1 goal. It was a penalty. Can he equalize here? Big chance for Syracuse. Here's the chance and the goal! It's Fortier! The equalizer for Syracuse! 1-1.
Nathan Scott grabbing the ball and giving it to Fortier, who just puts it the opposite way of Choi. Savable penalty, but not when you go the wrong way. And the entire bench for Syracuse going down, celebrating with their teammate. They know that they've had to fight for this goal and fight to get back into this game. And Drew, 20 minutes left. This could go either way. We've seen Syracuse, how strong they've been after conceding early on. You really feel at home, scoring the goal with all that momentum. Syracuse might be the favorite so far.
Nathan Scott, the veteran, gives it off to Fortier. The junior out of Toronto, 2nd year with Syracuse, had just the 1 goal last year with the Orange. Doesn't take long to get his first here in 2026. Game 2 against New Hampshire, and he's on the board. And we're knotted up at 1 aside. New Hampshire and Syracuse. 19 minutes to play. This should be a fun last 19. Back leveled at 1. It was drawn by Jordan Gray. And he's got the ball yet again in transition. The lengthy attackman falls down flat on his face. And New Hampshire on the other side, applying the pressure. McLaren dances, sends it inside, wide open. The shot ticks off a Syracuse defender. Will await the call. That was Rio Miata that got his left foot to it. And it's gonna be a Syracuse goal kick. It looked like it went off a Syracuse defender.
That one looked like a corner to me, but a great shot there by Miata. Of course, the old saying is that you're most vulnerable right after you do score. And so you could see Syracuse trying to slow the game down a little bit and make sure that nothing gets past them.
Player down for Syracuse. Kelvin DaCosta tries to get his wits around him. Manager Ian McIntyre in his 17th season with Syracuse, trying to orchestrate a comeback winner here in front of the Syracuse faithful. And right now it's DaCosta that's getting tended to. Cameron Kist could come in. DaCosta right now on the ground. An ACC preseason watch list member out of Mozambique from the southern side on the coast. He stands up under his own power. Last year, the Orange started off a little shaky, but ends above 500 at 9-8-3, 4-3-1 in the ACC. Did lose to Hofstra in the first round of the NCAA tournament. It was a really cold night here at Syracuse. Dropped that one 2-0. Couple of key departures as well for Syracuse, most notably Carlos Zambrano. Affected nearly 20% of all Syracuse chances. He goes to the MLS. And Syracuse is going to try to work here in 2026 without him. Leveled at 1 aside. DaCosta is going to sit. Cameron Kist comes in.
And DaCosta's a big miss. He's somebody who's been really excellent today at providing a lot of energy for Syracuse. Somebody who can do a little bit of everything. A big hole for Cameron Kist to fill.
Kist, the midfielder grad student. Last season played with Denison. Led Denison with 9 goals and led Denison with 6 assists. Was a 2-time NCAC Midfielder of the Year in 2024 and 2025. Here in the ACC, he gets a chance. Here's Sakil Ming. The man out of Bermuda dances, dazzles, dishes it off. Here's Cameron Kist. He gets pushed. No foul. Kist rolls on the ground. New Hampshire with a lot of contact. No whistle from Kevin Maurer, the head referee. Syracuse still applying the pressure. Here's Kist. Lays it off. Big one into the box. Gray gets it to go! Jordan Gray, his second goal in as many games. A Syracuse comeback, 2-1 over New Hampshire.
How about that? Jordan Gray. As soon as this ball got out wide and got floated in, you knew where they were aiming. The 6'6" striker. You can't do anything about that. What a comeback for Syracuse. Choi coming out, he thought he had a chance. Not with Jordan Gray right there.
And a lot of credit's gonna go to Dario White as well. What a ball. Aaron Choi, the keeper, just gets his hand on it. Jordan Gray, his second goal in 2 games. It takes to the 72nd minute for Gray to get it done. He's been spectacular. Drew the penalty that led to the Syracuse equalizer. Just minutes later, Gray comes through in a big way. He's not 6'6" for no reason. Puts his head on it, gets it past Choi, and it's a Syracuse 2-1 lead over New Hampshire. The Wildcats squander a 1-0 in front advantage and the 11-10 man advantage as well. And now Syracuse has got to hold on with 17 minutes to play. The Orange get a throw-in. It's hang-on time for the 'Cuse. What a game here in Syracuse.
Absolute cinema, Drew. This is what you want. 19 minutes, Syracuse holding on, and still not done.
Here's the man of the match, the man of the year so far. Gray spins it inside. Another chance, Kist. Can't get it to go. Jordan Gray's been spectacular. Manufactures another chance.
And they're going to review this one, Drew.
Head coach Ian McIntyre wants to take a look. This place has turned a complete 180 here in Syracuse.
And this one is also really difficult for head referee Kevin Maurer, because Cameron Kist is coming in, gets his shot off, but it's the follow-through on Kist that they're looking at right now. Like I say, on first viewing, Drew, it was a very hard challenge. That one coming in. You'll see Kist come into your screen in a moment. And this one is a tough one. Ooh.
I think he might have gone his foot to that ball.
That'll be very key. This will be a good angle here looking at this one.
Kist did go down after the play. Was a little shaken up, but gets off on his own power. Let's take a look. Tough to call. It's Reed Cash, the captain, on the slide tackle.
Again, similarly to the penalty, Drew, I think it's hard to overturn this. I think you might favor going with the call on the field, but oh, it's so tight. I think Kist shoots and it comes off of Cash.
Well, the last time there was a 50-50 call was the last penalty as well, and the call was on the field a penalty. And they stayed with that decision. I seriously doubt that the referees change it here because of the call on the field. Now, could be wrong here. There is some contact, but I don't know if there's enough.
It's definitely a hard challenge.
Inside the box
And
as well.
I don't think he gets the ball, Drew. I think that's all man. Boy, I don't know. It's difficult because he's shooting the ball, so the defender's every right to go for that. But by the book, doesn't get the ball, interferes, and here's the decision.
Stay with the decision on the field. It's what we predicted, Andrew. Cameron Kist doesn't like it. I have a feeling if it was a penalty on the field, it would have stayed there, but just not enough clear evidence. Syracuse does not get its second penalty try of the evening, and New Hampshire still with plenty of life. Syracuse was down the 1-0. It was David Davila that got his head to a great ball in the box to make it a 1-0 New Hampshire lead. There was no score after the first 45. Syracuse just keeps battling back, though, despite being down a man. It has not looked like it over the last 10 minutes. It's been the magnificence from Jordan Gray. Comes through in a big way, draws a penalty. A nice piece of defending there from Syracuse and Sakil Ming. New Hampshire still with the ball. Jordan Gray draws that penalty. It's Christian Fortier that levels it from the penalty dot at 1-1. Just minutes later, Jordan Gray with his second goal in as many games. It's a beautiful cross in and ends up being a Syracuse go-ahead 2-1 goal. And here's Cameron Kist on the far side. He dances and plays it a little bit too heavy. It's gonna be a goal kick.
And now if you're Syracuse, it's really difficult. Do you try to go for that third goal and kill this game off? Do you sit back and invite New Hampshire forward? Really tough.
Quick reminder, next Friday at 7, the men's soccer team takes on Loyola right here at SU Soccer Stadium. While you are here, stop by and get all your SU soccer gear. However, if you can't be here in person, you know where to watch. ACC Network Extra. Hopefully it's another thriller just like this. If the scoreline stays stagnant, the Orange would move to 2-0 on the year after a 2-1 victory over UConn on Thursday. On the other side, New Hampshire would drop to 0-2.
What a treat this game has been, Drew. When that first red card happened, I thought that we were going to be in for a 0-0 with both teams kind of camping out, but credit to both of these coaching staffs. They've shown confidence in their players. New Hampshire, of course, going for that first goal makes a lot of sense when you have the man advantage, but Syracuse showing that even despite the fact that they're down a man, they're still willing to go and attack this game. And we were talking about that switch, Drew, when that was going to get flipped. Syracuse really did a 180.
Syracuse with that big red card in the first 9 minutes as there's some big contact. It's going to go against the Orange. New Hampshire with the ball. At that point, seemingly was going to be a little bit more of trench warfare between the two sides. It's Reed Cash, the captain.
But now all out war
He's down. Yeah,
between these
right.
two sides.
And Reed Cash was the one that drawed the red card all the way back in the 9th minute of action.
Which feels like an eternity ago.
Right. Are we sure that didn't happen in 2025? First game here at Syracuse in 2026. Since then, it's been the Jordan Gray Show.
And for all these freshmen and new students that are here with classes starting tomorrow, what a way to get them involved in the team. The first home game of the season, and you show exactly what this team is made of, and a preview for the games in the future. But it's not done yet.
Big chance here. Here's McLaren, sends it just wide. Oh my goodness. He would love to have that one back. McLaren's right foot inches away from leveling it at 2-2.
And I think McLaren did everything right. Holman cutting off that angle and somehow manages to get to that ball. And oh my goodness, Drew. That is inches away from coming in off the post. Nothing that Jansen can do about it. And that one just wide.
Inches, not feet. New Hampshire still has life with 13 minutes to play. Here's Voigt, the captain. We've seen him a lot on the attack despite being a defender. Syracuse heads the ball away. Was down 1-0, trying to capture its first comeback win since November 16th, 2023. It's been almost 3 years. It was in the NCAA tournament. A 3-1 winner against Boston. Lost in the next round to guess who? New Hampshire. And it's the Wildcats trying to come back here, down 2-1. Miata works it out wide.
Space here.
Fukudome sends it in. Great job by Jansen. He's all over it, sniffs it out. And Syracuse 12 minutes away from victory. Jansen wants everyone to work up the field. A big ball that gives it right back to Fukudome and this Wildcat side.
There was a lot of space there for Soto Gonzalez. It's a shame that one was overhit because it's rare that with around 12 minutes left you're going to find that much space in behind. And you do play against someone like Aaron Mbabazi, who's a natural midfielder. You do find that sometimes that could be a little bit more difficult to track those runners in behind.
Fierick gives it off to Preuss. Here's Fukudome, he's on a yellow. Voigt works it inside, couple of nice touches, offsides. Andre Zanata on the other side of the Syracuse defense. Zanata.
And this Syracuse back line has played with a lot of composure and done really well. That's what, like the 4th or 5th offside that New Hampshire has had during this game. That to me shows that they're playing well together.
The 6th offside for New Hampshire. Andre Zanata does not start, comes in, trying to provide a spark here, was just a little bit offside. The grad student out of Italy. Jordan Gray again tips it back to Aaron Shoy. He's all over the place.
Unless you have somebody who's 6'3" or 6'4", you really can't compete when that ball is floated in.
6'3", 6'6".
It's just so difficult. If a player like that is mobile and can get to those balls in the air, Drew, it's nearly impossible to get the ball off him.
Who knows, he might play in the Dome for a different Syracuse team come the winter time. There's a big foul there, though. New Hampshire with maybe its best set piece chance of the day.
That's exactly what you want to avoid. Ian McIntyre really upset that Syracuse gave away that one.
Ivan Aaron Mbabazi, just a little overzealous there. Check that Dario White.
12 fouls for New Hampshire, only 6 for Syracuse, but this one like you mentioned, Drew, the biggest one of the game.
Mark! Chinmay's got Nate. Nate in the hole! Nate! Right there.
Tense look.
Nate! Nate!
He knows what this means. He knows that this is probably the best opportunity for New Hampshire that they're going to get remaining in this game.
And how about this? Max Voigt comes out, played all 90 minutes last time against Colgate. The captain for New Hampshire steps aside. Pulkkinen comes in. Daniel Fierick stands over it, so does Miata. He sends it in, far post. It's tapped away, New Hampshire still with the ball. Big chance here for Cash, sends it on Cage, and it sneaks in! Oh my goodness! What a chance! It's McLaren that gets it done! Jansen frustrated, and we're back level. 2-2. This game is ridiculous in Syracuse.
That one looked at a play originally through 2 sets of legs. Wow. It was Holman who looked like he was going to block it. Goes through his legs, off Jansen and in. Oh my goodness. Syracuse looked like they could get a third. Rich Weinrebe. Oh, wow.
What a moment. Cabot McLaren, his first goal of the season, his first for the Wildcats in 3 years. The native of Sugar Hill, New Hampshire, grew up not too far from UNH. It took 3 years to get it done, but it's his first goal. And talk about a big one. Levels 2-2 with ACC Syracuse. Ridiculous. We still have 10 minutes to play.
This one's not done.
Right when you think the Wildcats are out of the fight, they get up off the mat, swings a big right-hand hook shot, gets it past Jansen, and it's the New Hampshire kid, Cabot McLaren. Oh boy, this is a treat. 2-2, Syracuse and New Hampshire.
And the Wildcats not done, Drew. They get the feeling that Syracuse is just taking their foot off the gas. I think that second wave of substitutes is just losing a little bit of energy, and it's New Hampshire who's taking advantage.
Still with the ball. Miata lays it out wide. Here's Cash, the captain, sends it inside. Jansen punches it away. Not out of the woods. Here's Fierick. Sends it back out. Wanting an offside call, not going to get it. All the way back to Kosuke Fukudome. And now all the way back to Aaron Choi.
New Hampshire content to try to get a winner, but also trying to slow Syracuse down and make sure that the Orange don't get any opportunities. Such a let-off if you're Syracuse. You had it right there, and it was that free kick, Drew, that we were talking about.
Finally, a set piece comes through, and eventually New Hampshire strikes. Fukudome lays it out wide. Now a big question mark for both head coaches. How do you want to take this? From distance, the shot and the goal! Ridiculous! Lauren Preuss, a 3-2 New Hampshire lead over Syracuse. That is absolutely absurd!
That's your team.
Is it magnificent? It is. It's gonna stand. It's Lauren Preuss. My goodness, what a strike. Dazzling.
Remarkable, Drew. From so far out. I don't even think Jansen thought that he was going to shoot. Picking the ball up from his center back position. Nobody there. And just a rifle. And the entire team, the entire squad going to meet him at the corner flag. What a comeback for the Wildcats.
Lauren Preuss, his first goal this season, had one last year as well. Just his second in a Wildcats jersey. He comes through in a big way off the back line. You saw his eyes light up from distance. No Syracuse defender took on the challenge. Lauren Preuss makes them pay, and from way downtown sends it into the right side of the netting.
I would like to challenge the goal, please.
Okay. So the guy ducks and he's in front of our goalkeeper. The guy ducks and he's offside.
That's all I need to hear.
Has been issued a yellow card in the 82nd minute.
And they're looking to see if this one is offside. You can hear their head coach Ian McIntyre saying that one of the players for New Hampshire was in an offside position and was blocking the view of Kyle Jansen. That would explain why that shot from so far away looked to catch him by surprise. And of course, the key ruling here, Drew, is if somebody is in an offside position and interferes with the view of the goalkeeper, that is deemed offside. And that will be the decision.
This is going to be tough to overturn, though.
It's tough to overturn, and it's razor thin.
I mean, it's one thing if there's someone standing right in front of Jansen. It's another if there's someone outside of the box.
And this is a great angle here. I don't think he interferes with that one. That shot is well to the left and well within the view of Jansen. It'll really be up to the referee's discretion, but Drew, we saw with the earlier penalty calls that the referee favors the call on the field and barring something clear and obvious, doesn't want to overturn it. So I would be very surprised if head ref Kevin Moorer decides to overturn this. A very hopeful challenge by Ian McIntyre.
With 8 minutes to play, you want to at least give it a shot. And with under 10 to go, it's not an official challenge for Syracuse. It's just Kevin Maurer wants to look at it. There was a little bit of chippiness between both Ian McIntyre and Rich Weinrebe. And McIntyre was saying to Rich, it's your player. Make sure he's not doing exactly what's happening.
New Hampshire getting a yellow card in the celebrations for that goal. And now Ian McIntyre trying to send out this hopeful challenge. The deflection is there. I don't think that matters because it still counts as a shot attempt and would still be offside if he's deemed to have interfered with the goalkeeper's view. But the key thing for me is that Jansen has a lot of space, and we'll get the decision here now.
After review, the decision is...
It's a goal. It's a 3-2 New Hampshire lead over Syracuse. You can hear a pin drop here in upstate New York.
Number 19.
Syracuse battles back. Down the 1-0. It's 2 goals. A penalty from Fortier and a huge header from Jordan Gray gives Syracuse the 2-1 lead. But the Orange not done yet after conceding 2 of its own. Here's Sakil Ming, dances and shoots. It's saved by Choi. Kicked away, and Syracuse still fighting with 8 to play.
The one bright spot for this Orange team is that they already answered and came back one time. They're going to need to do it again, but these long throws and corners are going to be the main route for this Orange team.
Syracuse with the ball in the mixer. It's tapped away. The Orange still on it. Garrett Holman sends it right back to New Hampshire. It's stolen away. Nathan Scott gives it off to Ming. He's tackled down. Too much contact from Amu Mensah. It's going to be a free kick. Dangerous spot here on the set piece for Syracuse. So it was the Orange on top 2-1. And then how about the comeback? McLaren levels it, and Lauren Preuss still can't get over that goal, Andrew.
No time to breathe here if you're New Hampshire. Syracuse probably going to treat this like one of their corners and get a lot of those players close to Aaron Choi.
Here's Badr Lajibi. Sends it in with his right foot. It's a good ball. Back of the post. Snared by Choi. Big one there for the sophomore. And he takes his time.
That's exactly what you want if you're a goalkeeper. It's a good ball in, but just played too high, too lofted, and it makes it a lot easier for Choi to come and claim that one.
5 total goals, 3 for New Hampshire, 2 for Syracuse. There was a 5-goal affair just once last season here at SU Soccer Stadium. It was that 3-2 thrilling loss to Stanford. Came in, it was the first multi-goal performance of the year for Syracuse in the 7th game of the season. A little bit of contact. And it's New Hampshire ball.
I still can't believe what we're watching, Drew.
How about that man right there, Lauren Preuss? What a goal that was. Sneaks it right by Kyle Jansen.
Just the second goal of his collegiate career. And I don't know if the stakes could have gotten any bigger in the regular season.
Another chance there, it's sent away. New Hampshire has a corner with 5:30 to play. On top, 3-2. The Wildcats on the precipice of their first ACC win since 2023. That happened against, you guessed it, the Syracuse Orange. Is number 2 coming here in 2026? The sun is setting here in upstate New York. Are the chances for Syracuse as well? Corner try from Miata. Boots it into the box. Timely header, still tipped around, and it's cleared out by Dario White for now. Sends it back in, collects, shoots, it's blocked away. Syracuse out of the woods for now. Conceding another goal would be a death sentence for the Orange. Still trying to fight, down to 10 men. It was all the way back in the 9th minute. Gabriel Oksanen, he went down. Syracuse down by the 1 man. Gives it off to Nathan Scott. Not a great ball by Sakil Ming. And really quickly, New Hampshire gets the ball right back. Miguel Soto Gonzalez tips it out, and Syracuse on a throw-in.
New Hampshire, again, just trying to slow the game down. It's really frustrating if you're Syracuse. This game has just been so frustrating because the Orange have had so many moments where they've shown the quality that they have. A reminder, Syracuse is doing all of this down to 10 men.
Right, it does not feel like that
They went down to 10 men, Drew, 10 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
I cannot emphasize how tough that is for all of these players. Even just physically being able to compete with this New Hampshire side is a massive testament to the quality of Syracuse.
And that's Cabot McLaurin getting worked on by trainer Meg Urista. He has a goal on the day. Was the equalizer before Lauren Preuss ones up him with a big strike. There's Augie Helscher. Kevin McLaren stands up. Has a goal and an assist tonight. He's gonna remember this one, but's gonna have to watch from the sideline for the last 5 minutes. Owen Fadden, the freshman, comes in. Rather, it's Augie Helscher, the freshman out of Jackson, Wyoming. You don't see a lot of guys come out of Wyoming, Andrew. He's going to play a big role in the last 5 minutes.
Into the fire.
Choi boots it away. Under blue skies in Syracuse. Crack. Man goes down. Ball still live. You can hear it from here. Let's hope he's all right. That did not sound pretty at all. And immediately 2 trainers run out.
That one looked like maybe a clash of heads. It was Omese who was involved there. That one, you said it, Drew, that one could be heard all around SU Soccer Stadium.
Chimere Omese, head to head. It's Arturo McConaughey. Omese's down. Started in 19 games last year from Brampton, Canada, the junior, one of 7 men from up north. This would be a big loss. Did not start today for Syracuse, but has played the majority of tonight's contest.
It started the second half and was really, really good, really, really positive on that right side. And really an outlet for Syracuse, Drew, which, as you mentioned, is just so important. And it's a shame that they might lose him here.
And Omese is up. He was all the way down on the floor. Now he's up, getting tended to by 3 different trainers.
UNH also opting to go for a substitution. And now if you're Syracuse, it's really difficult with all of this going on right now with Omese for everyone to get going. And the Syracuse bench, when that happened, was a little bit unhappy that they weren't allowed to keep playing because they felt like they had an opportunity, but of course the condition of Omese is what is most important.
Omese walks off. Let's take a chance at the last 3 goals. This has been an absolute bender of an affair. The first, Jordan Gray gets his head on it to give Syracuse the lead, but since then it's been all New Hampshire. How about that one? A big time finish from McLaren, and this one is out of a storybook. From way downtown, Lauren Preuss picks out the top right. Heartbreaker for Syracuse. Preuss is gonna hang that one up on his wall for sure. His 2nd goal of his career. And Dakota Yonke's gonna come in for Omese.
This game has just had everything, Drew. I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, what we've seen in the first half and then also following that up in the second half is just one of the greatest college games that I've ever seen.
Does it still have another chapter? With 4 minutes to play, Syracuse down 3-2. Here's Sakil Ming. He plays it back to Aaron Mbabazi. Yonke comes in for Omese after that tough collision. Dakota Yonke last season played with Duquesne. In a similar spot, Duquesne came into Syracuse in the first few games of the year and took down the Orange in a 1-0 thrilling affair. New Hampshire trying to do something similar, but a big takeaway here from Pedro Gulli. Lays it off White, distance shot, nowhere near. New Hampshire goal kick.
And another let off there for New Hampshire. It's now Gulli who's gonna have to take the place of Jordan Gray and try to get something going, but the Wildcats, to their credit, Drew, have done a really good job at managing this game. There was so much energy here at SU Soccer Stadium. When they scored that 3rd goal, they stormed the pitch. There was the altercation between head coach Ian McIntyre and the rest of the bench, but to UNH's credit, since then, Drew, it's been very quiet.
Amo Mensah getting tended to. Started off pretty slow other than the big red card in the 9th minute, but in the second half, we've had everything. A goal from Davila, Fortier responds with the penalty, Gray the header to go on top 2-1, but McLaren and Preuss in the 80 and 82nd minute. It doesn't take long, and in a blink of an eye, Syracuse's 2-1 lead evaporates, and it's 3-2 New Hampshire. Under 3 minutes to play, the Wildcats trying to put up a stunner. Syracuse not out of it yet. The ball sails out, some winds start to pick up. It was raining to start the game. We've seen rainbows, sun is set. We've gotten a little bit of everything. New Hampshire, the 3-on-2. Dances, and a big tackle from Aaron Mbabazi. Not out of it yet. Here's McLaren. Ball's taken away. Still battling down the near side, and it's stolen from Syracuse. High arcing ball, here's Gulli on it. It's tipped away by the Wildcats. 2 minutes to play. New Hampshire on top, 3-2. Big touch there. Mietta gets some space. Not a great ball, Syracuse. A big takeaway. Here's Scott, the senior. Sends it out to Sakil Ming. Heavy legs here in the 88th minute. Does Syracuse have a moment? Not there. Too heavy, and it's another New Hampshire goal kick. Aaron Troy is going to take his time.
There was a lot of space for Sakil Ming, and they just weren't able to get anything going from him. A minute left. Maybe one opportunity for Syracuse if they're lucky, but UNH have done so well.
What a game we've had all around. Can New Hampshire ice it away? Mietta deals it to Hampshire. Just came in as a substitute, under 60 seconds to play. Syracuse needs a goal as New Hampshire well into the attacking third. What a move by Mietta. Hands it off McConaughey slows things down, wants to keep possession with 45 seconds to play. Man down for New Hampshire. And it's a Syracuse kick. 30 seconds to go.
Everyone forward now.
Syracuse going for broke. Loses the ball. Pulkkinen on it. 20 seconds. Syracuse was up 2-1. Now trail 3-2. New Hampshire, the shot rings off the post. 10 seconds to go. The clock is dwindling, so is Syracuse's chances. Down by a man, down by a goal, and is knocked out 3-2. New Hampshire walks into Syracuse and stuns the home crowd faithful on the